Hi, my relatives. Welcome back to another episode of Our Storytellers, brought to you by our partners at the Indigenous Screen Office. Big shout out to our partners at the Indigenous Screen Office for funding these matriarch podcasts. Without them, we couldn't have got it done, so thank you so much. On today's episode of Our Storytellers, we're joined by Eileen, Chooch, Joe. Eileen, or Chooch, is a Squamish matriarch with deep connection to the Tsleil-Waututh people as well too. Today's episode I think really is a testament to just how interconnected the communities are here. And we also learn a lot about Chooch, just what it was like growing up in Lynn Valley, and what it was like growing up with her dad as well too. I think there's something to take away from these stories, and I think we'll just kind of jump into it. Without further ado, please welcome Chooch to the Our Storytellers podcast.
Hello, my relatives. How are you? Here at Our Storytellers, we care about your spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical well-being, which is why we want to inform you that this podcast discusses topics that may cause trauma to listeners and viewers. These subjects include mentions of Indian residential schools, assimilation, ongoing harm, colonial impacts, and much more. Our Storytellers recognizes the need to minimize risks associated with traumatic subject matter. The Hope for Wellness helpline offers immediate help to all Indigenous people across Canada. It is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to offer immediate support and crisis intervention. Services are available in English and French, and in Nehiyaw, Anishinaabe and Inuktitut upon request. If you or someone you know are experiencing any harm, no matter how big or small it's perceived to be, you can call the toll-free helpline at 1-855-242-3310 or connect to the online chat at www.hopeforwellness.ca. Kinanaskuman, I'm grateful for you. Your ancestors are always with you. All my relations, Riel.
I just have some protocol here for you, Eileen. Thank you for coming to sit with us. And my name is Riel. I'm a Métis from Nehiyaw and Soto background. My family is a Prue family, but I joined Yvonne's family when I was 10 years old and grew up here and have lived here for the past 6-7 years. So super grateful. So the story behind kind of how all this came together is, we secured a grant. Mom's been doing some research, and it only felt right just to make sure that the money that we got for honorarium goes back to the matriarchs of the nation that's raised me for the past 6 years. So I have some honorarium here for you that's provided by the Indigenous Screen Office, who are our partners in producing these podcasts. And then I have a blanket and some tobacco for you. Thank you. I'll pass it over to you, and then just please introduce yourself in your own way.
Sure, thank you. Hochka, thank you for this. Appreciate and following our traditions. And I'll just start off introducing myself. Quatahuit, just talk to you?
Just normal.
Okay, just normal. Anywhere. Okay. First time doing this, so it's interesting. I've always wanted to be a part of something. Well, not specifically like subject matter, but I don't consider myself a subject matter expertise on anything, except maybe my own life and my own chaos. Quatahuit, Queen Kashaman, Tanachintha Asahan, Ochameoch, on Manachten Squalon, Eochten Skszwx. Quatahuit is my ancestral name. Eileen Queen's not, so Eileen is my given name. I'm named after one of my matriarchs, Eileen, but she passed away when I was fairly young. So probably got to meet her just for a short bit when I was younger, but so my parents named me after her after she passed away, fairly young. I grew up on the village of Slaan, which is over, as the Mission Reserve, where literally my late father's house, which my mother now lives in, is right next door to the church, the convent that was had the day school. And so my mom resides there right now, and I basically grew up there. And I'm a proud Squamish Nation member. I'm also many different nations. My grandmother came from Tsleil-Waututh. She's a Thomas from the Tsleil-Waututh, up in the Tsleil-Waututh territory. Our cousins, and on my mom's side, my late grandmother came from a community called Church House, which no longer exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they moved, when they closed, they ended up moving most people to Homolko, which is close to Campbell River. I don't know much about that side,
Right.
so I'm hoping to learn more about, who my relatives are up in that area.
Skszwx and others are some of the names.
Some, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then my late grandfather came from Cape Mudge, which there's Wewakam, which is Campbell River,
Yep.
and Wewakai is on the other side. If you go one way, you go to Cape, the other way, you go to Quadra Island, right?
Yep.
Which is probably not just people know it as, but yeah, from the Wilson family up that way. So,
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
that's kind of who I am. And yeah, as I said, I'm a Heinz 57. I have four different nations, and yeah, just.
And your
Yeah.
parents are?
Oh yeah, my late father is Chief Philip Joe. His ancestral name was Shipalem Siam, which my sister now carries, and also has his title, his chieftain title. She took that over. I can't remember. He ended up getting Alzheimer's, and so it's kind of sped up the process of her taking over his title before, because he wanted to be present when he was passing down that title.
Right.
And that title came from the late Louis Miranda.
Yep.
And Louis had a son who did not want the title, and he only ended up with one child. And so he then asked my father to take over that chieftainship title.
Right.
And then he passed that on to my sister Leanne.
Beautiful.
And so she's oh, it's the female version, so it's Shipalamat Siam. So they add the mat to it, so it's the female version of
Right,
a male's name. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so she now has that title, my father. Yeah. And my mother is Gloria Wilson, and her side of the family, she married into the Squamish Nation. But as I mentioned, her mom came from Church House and Campbell River, or Cape Mudge. Cape Mudge, yeah. And yeah, as I said, my grandma Emma was a Thomas from Tsleil-Waututh.
Yeah.
And my grandpa was a Joe from the Squamish Nation. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of who I am, and a little about me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
What was growing up like for you?
Growing up, we lived in community in Mission, on Mission Reserve, Slaan, for probably about the first few years of my life. And then eventually my parents decided they want to purchase a home off reserve. So I pretty much moved when I was about probably 3, 4. I would say roughly around there. I can't remember, obviously that's long ago, but we moved to Lynn Valley. They bought a house. We pretty much stayed there for up to grade 12. And then we sold, once I graduated, we moved to another home further in Lynn Valley. And then we kind of just stayed there for quite a while and sold that house, moved up to, closer up to Grouse Mountain. So,
Right.
yeah.
I was going to say, I thought your mom had a home up this side, more like, what is that, Edgemont? Or?
Yeah, Edgemont, yeah.
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 It was,
nice little community in that area.
It was a
right?
small little 2-level kind of house that we moved into after. And then we ended up I never left really North Van except for 2 years. I lived in California for maybe 2 years, but other than that, it's always been in North Van girl. Yeah. And I love it. I don't really love the way North Van is now. It changed a lot, but I love growing up here. It just felt
Changed a lot in a few decades.
not happy about it, but
What was it like
different.
back in the day?
It was quiet. It felt like a real small community. Not a reflection of Vancouver whatsoever. Like going to Vancouver was a totally different space to live. Like it was fast. North Van was always kind of slow. Yeah. We had free parking. Never had to pay parking anywhere pretty much around here.
Right?
Yeah.
2-lane streets, the lights were not big. I mean, you didn't have huge intersections. Taylor Way was not a big intersection. Like when I remember it as a child, right, coming to Park Royal, that was the biggest thing there.
Yeah. Not traffic. Not like there was traffic. Like when
Yeah.
when I was going to Cap College, I'd leave about 7:38 to get to school by 8:30. But there was still a bit of traffic, but nothing like it is now. We never had like these big towers, big condominiums. We never had anything like that. Like the Black Towers over here, the plaza was probably the biggest around.
When they built the plaza, I remember when they built the plaza. My mom was the first financial officer they hired.
Okay. Neat.
It was the first time she came back
okay.
to be in community, like near community, right? Because
Yeah.
it was built right here. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's kind of what I remember as being one of the first really big buildings.
Buildings, yeah. Yeah, and it's just, so it's definitely changed. Like, it's very, I feel like we're more of a reflection of Vancouver now. Like, you look at Vancouver, you look at here, buildings all across, like, you know, our waterfronts and stuff, and on the beautiful prime land.
They're using it all up, right?
Yeah.
As fitting as much as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see it the way they build up on living quarters, businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen a lot more
Yeah.
changes coming back every year.
Mm-hmm.
I see bigger changes
Yeah.
than previous to 5 years when we were around here all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. And I just don't feel we have the infrastructure anymore to, like, have all these people, you know, like the traffic's, like, as we know, coming, you know, from Vancouver, which should take me 10, 15 minutes, took me like, what, 45, you know, and so it's just, it's sad. The change is a little bit sad, you know, for me, you know, being a lifer here in North Vancouver, and yeah, so it's just, I don't go anywhere between 10 and 2 across, like, anywhere this way, that's it, and then I'm like, I go home, go to work, go to the Save On Foods and go home, and that's about it. But
plan for a couple of days worth of groceries.
yeah, pretty much. So,
Yeah.
What was your dad like?
my father,
Yeah.
he had a really good sense of humor. I feel like that's where I both get a good sense of humor from both my parents. My dad was always he was on chief and council, I believe. I can't even remember how many years, like years.
A long time.
A long
He's
time, yeah.
one of the longer serving counselors, I
Yeah.
believe, eh?
Yeah.
Chiefs and counselors.
Chief and council, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
because they were at that time, there were a lot of hereditary
Chiefs,
chiefs still
yeah.
on council. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd say he was fairly quiet, and I would say, you know, fairly humble, and like, he was always a jokester, always joking around, but never came across as an angry man. You know, he was, we used to call him, he was really thrifty. He was very thrifty growing up, and I think that was due to his growing up in a home that, you know, didn't have a lot of money, and probably alcohol, and, you know, definitely the abuse, you know, was there, but he was always very, you know, I would ask him for $5, and it was like pulling teeth to try to get him to get a few bucks, right? And, yeah, and I think it was
Oh dear.
Gibby Jacobs, Chief Gibby Jacobs, called him the cheap chief, because he would like go to McDonald's versus like going out to wine and dine, like to the finer places at meetings. So he kind of got that name, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's very fitting. Like, he was very thrifty, but
Chief.
cheap chief, yeah.
So
I guess
funny.
Chief.
he had to be, right? He had to be, and
Yeah.
but it sort of carried on into his
Did you take any of that on?
No, definitely not.
She said she liked to shop.
I do like to shop, and it's a bad thing. And I think I got that from my mom's side. she likes to shop
I
too,
heard
right?
about your mom's legendary shopping.
Shopping, yeah. She likes to shop, and I definitely took on that side of that trait from her, and
Nice.
you know, it was just like, and having like, and he was even grocery shopping, like growing up grocery shopping. It'd be like, you spend like, it's like going to Costco. Every week was like going to Costco, and just having a full fridge and freezer full of food all the time to make sure, like, I think one of our teachings is like, you know, if anybody drops into your house, like, you always have a lot of food to provide. Fix a snack, make sure they have something to drink, you know, those kind of teachings. So it was, yeah, we always had a full fridge, now. And I feel like I'm the same way. So I feel like that's kind of led into maybe clothes shopping too, you know. I consider myself a collector. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Hopefully it's not that.
No, it's fine.
hopefully-
It's fine. We can fix it.
I was going like that. Sorry.
It happens to everybody.
Is it?
Yeah.
So I'll just keep my hands here. But yeah, I think just sort of that led into also, you know, and I think growing up reserved too, you know, keeping up with the Joneses kind of thing too, right? You see other kids, you want that kind of stuff too. And, you know, it consumed me a bit, I think, you know, what is it? My ex said something, he called me, he's like, oh, a consumer. He's like, you're such a consumer. Like, I see a commercial, I'm like, ooh, I want that, you know? Like, so like they make commercials for people like me.
They trust me. I always
Auntie
say
Annie.
I always say marketing works on Drurys, so you're not alone in this room.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
it works.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a pure, like, yeah.
A car salesman could get me like this if I was just in the right, perfectly suggestible
My
mood.
husband is like the Amazon shopper of the world.
Oh.
It's like,
I'm like, why are you ordering from Temu, man? I was like, what are you doing?
I know.
Why are you ordering from Temu? He's like, shut up.
I
Well,
know.
because they got 80% off, you
I
know?
But it's the things you order sometimes, right? Like,
Yeah.
What are they? The leg
Just
list?
the most ridiculous shirts you'd ever see in your entire life. I don't think the guys wore a shirt that's the same shirt twice ever in
No.
his life.
Because he has like 60 hanging in our closet. We have a closet, and there's like a side, right? And
Yeah.
It's got a middle divider.
Yeah.
So he's bled over into mine.
You get a quarter, he gets 3/4.
I'm
Yeah.
stuffing my things in drawers now, trying to put it. Like, holy smokes.
That's probably me. I probably take 3/4 of the closet, and then my hubby's like, but now he's kind of like coming into his own, right? Like, he was just very casual playing, but now that with his work and things have changed, he's spending a little bit more money on it.
Are you ever
clothes and
shopping
stuff.
for him? You're shopping for him?
Yeah, usually I do. Like, I'll buy like cologne for him and like face stuff. Like, he has his own face regime like that he uses. And
Of
so I'll go to
course.
Sephora and get those things for him. But I'll buy it in times like when it's on sale, and then I gift them as presents.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go get like people's birthdays. I'm like, okay, it's Christmas time. Let's get my mom stuff. Like, at least get 20% because it's not cheap either, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. So I would say I'm thrifty in some parts. Like, my mom called me a little bit cheap, but there's a time in my life where I was like, oh, I don't have a lot of money, so you kind of have to be a little more frugal, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the cheapest, I think. I'm the cheapest. Of the Drurys, I'm the cheapest.
He's like,
Yeah.
Dad, I need brakes on my car.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
shit.
have any money, Dad. He's living in our house, right?
I don't do that anymore.
Don't do it anymore,
I was younger then. I'm independent.
You're
now.
independent now? Good.
Once he got his taco, that changed.
Okay.
Then we stopped seeing the bills for the truck.
But it's just because it wasn't getting fixed. That's why. It wasn't for any other reason.
Well, when it stopped running, you had to get it fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, this is not about us. This is about
That's
you.
okay. That's okay. I think it's
We got on to
we have all the same
shopping, right?
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the same problems. Yeah.
What's your mom like?
My mom? Oh, she's how would I say my mom is? She's very generous, smart, feisty, believes in her people. I think both of my parents did. They worked for the nations for 45 plus years. Mm-hmm. And a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, you know. But definitely my mom was, I think the gift that she gave me was healing, right? Which I think is a huge part of my journey in my life. Mm-hmm. And she wanted the community to heal, right? From our own trauma and the generational trauma, things from residential school. But yeah, she keeps me on my toes, even now, like at a ripe age of, I think she's 83 now. Yeah, she just turned 83
Beautiful.
actually, yeah. And
I should go have a coffee with your mom.
yes,
I think I
she'd
will.
appreciate that, yeah.
I'll go see her next week.
Yeah, she,
Because I can go during the day, which would
yeah,
probably
no,
be
that's
a
great.
better
Yeah, she's
time.
usually, yeah.
She's home.
Mm-hmm, usually, usually for cars home, but she does have like, a few doctor's appointments and stuff, but yeah, I would say my mom's a giver. She's very generous, right? And sometimes maybe to the point where, she gives a lot away and forgets to, keep a little bit for herself, right? Which I think a lot of our people are. Like, I think we're givers, and especially, our matriarchs, and, we give, and we'll give you the shirt off our back if needed, or, share a meal, and I have half I get a sandwich, you get half, like it's.
You never buy something. You're sitting with somebody, and it's always because you're.
Exactly, right? Mm.
I know. I love that when I came into the elders thing, and everybody's, there's stuff over there. There's lots of food.
Go help
left."
yourself, yeah. Go get a snack, but I think it was also even though she was not born into the Squamish Nation, she's married in. She would bring me to ceremonies and stuff like you have done with your children. she always brought me to naming ceremonies and things. Like she wanted me to know my culture. And it was probably like, I don't think I didn't take it as seriously as until I got older, that, you know, starting to learn my language. And like, you know, it wasn't probably until my late 30s or 40s that I could even just learn to introduce myself in Squamish. But it was important for her that I knew where I came from and that I was a Squamish Nation member, even though I'm from three other nations as well. You know, like I know more of my Kwakula side from Cape Mudge, and thank gosh I've met people that have introduced me to my extended family, going all the way up to, we went up to Wakeman Sound one time to go spread some ashes, and introduced me to relatives like from Kinkum, you know, like we're related to the Willie family, but we're also related to the Seaweed family. We're related to, you know, so every time I go to meet somebody, they're like, this is your relative, you know, or mom's like, no, go introduce yourself to people, you know, and just
We're
such a big family.
but a small community in so many ways.
Yeah.
And you really start to see that when you reach out to how many nations your relatives are immediate ones,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know even just like not even my first cousins, but I know my seconds and my thirds, and you know, I'm always trying to look at our lineage because I think that's important. Of like,
Because we cross at Thomas's.
oh, okay,
Because Thomas's are in our family.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool,
So we know our families are all woven
intertwined.
together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I spoke with the Kathy Joseph. Yes,
Yeah.
she did our family tree, and she was able to go back like more than 7 generations, and just showing us like all the relatives, you know, that come from, you know, this grandpa,
Yep.
like 7 generations back, right? And it's
Yeah.
bleed. I was like, oh, I didn't know we're related. Like, you know, that you're a completely separate family, but you can go trace back 7 generations,
Yeah.
right? Which I'm grateful for, so that I can go back and look at it. And
Oh, absolutely. We have
find out.
we have one grandfather who had 5 Squamish wives throughout his lifetime,
wow,
and they all had kids with
Yeah.
him.
wow, it's a big family.
That's a big family.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
he
why
was,
there's 600 Naheenies.
Yeah.
right. He was 72 and he had twins.
Wow.
Like, what?
Yeah.
So they're all different Squamish families
Yeah.
that we're entwined with.
Mm-hmm.
So we know, and then of course Tsleil-Waututh through the Thomases.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and the Georges, right? So
Mm-hmm.
but we knew that too. So all those cross over, and that's
Mm-hmm.
as soon as he said Thomas, I went, I know.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah. Because it was like, I remember meeting my Thomas family, got to know them a little bit better when my grandma passed. So all like a lot of the Tsleil-Waututh, our cousins came over, and we got to spend more time with them and get to know them. That you know, and it just opened more doors for me to like, you know, spend time with late cousin Joe Thomas, Steve, Spin. You know, I think he's Stanley. I don't even know his real name. I think it's Stanley, but it's, you know, Spin and Maureen, and like those are all families, and then the next generation, you know, with their kids, and so important to know. I think. You know.
Absolutely, it helps kind of ground you more to who you are, especially when you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I stand here firmly, and these are the people who claim me. I know,
Mm-hmm.
and I claim them too, right?
Yeah,
It's,
exactly.
You really start to get that. It's a lot easier to make those connections and look at them and understand when you see the kids in the community.
Yeah.
You know, I was sitting at the Constitution dinner, having a dinner, and there was Josh Gonzalez. And I said, our families are related.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, when I see you in the community, you're the same age as my sons.
Mm-hmm.
I'll treat you the same way I treat them.
Yeah, yeah. I'll boss you around
Get
like
used
it.
to it. I said, be warned now.
Yeah. No.
I said, now I know who you are.
Exactly.
So, but it is that way, right? Because that's how we get to know these kids and how they're connected.
Yeah, I would say like, who's your parents or grandparents? I'm like grandparent stage because I know most, like your mom.
Yeah.
And then even like your mom,
Grandmother.
like I know those generations. So, but the younger ones, I'm starting to lose that
track.
track
Yeah,
of like, you know,
it's-
with children, grandchildren.
It's getting a
like,
little harder until they start to tell you who they are, right?
Yeah.
You gotta kind of, okay, wait a second, give me a second, and then you start to put it. But yeah, and I don't know that as many of them are quite as aware of all those things the same way we were raised, because it was important for our parents to make sure that we said grandparents, parents,
yeah,
ourselves,
exactly,
so that they know who we were.
yeah,
And I tell my kids the same things, but I do know that it's when you see them in the community, they really don't know each other
exactly,
quite the same.
yeah, yeah. And I know it's always important too. It's like even like when we're doing like some ceremonial work, like, you introduce, so the ancestors know who you are as well, right? That teaching as well. Like, we're not just speaking to the living, we're also speaking to the
Whoever
spirit
is
world.
present.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
The ones we see and the ones that are visiting,
And
that we
some
can't.
of us see them too.
Yeah, there's that too, right?
Yeah.
That gift, right?
Especially when you're in ceremony, yeah.
Hey, my relatives, super quick pause in this episode of Our Storytellers just to let you know that this podcast is brought to you by our partners at the Indigenous Screen Office. The Indigenous Screen Office supports Indigenous narrative sovereignty through storytelling on screen. They provide grants to small podcasts like us to support our growth and to support the guests that we can have come on. Big thanks to them. Please check them out on Instagram. Please check out their website. You never know, there might be an opportunity for you on there, especially if you're creating content. Get out there and check them out. Thank you so much to our partners at the Indigenous Screen Office. Back to the podcast. Did you know your grandparents? Did you get to hang out with them?
Yes, I did not know my dad's father. He passed away quite young. There was a house fire and unfortunately he was in it. So I spent time with him, but probably when I was like 2 or 3. So I didn't really get to know him. And I remember on my mom's side, I remember my grandfather just a little bit because he died quite young as well. Had a heart attack, but I remember being in his home or their home, and him like asking us, "What do you want for breakfast?" or "What do you want for So he'd wake it, and we were like bacon and eggs or mush or whatever, And but definitely my grandmothers, I knew very well. Emma Thomas, who's Emma Jo. Spent a lot of time with her. She lived with us as she got older. I think because she was getting older and quite fragile, but she also broke I think her hip or something like that. So she lived with us up in Lynn Valley for quite a long time. So that was great. So I got to spend time with her on the daily. And then on my mom's side, we call her Chichia, which is grandmother in Church House or Lake Kamalko, but also Tsleil-Waututh, but they say Chichia as well.
Do they?
They say Chichia,
okay.
yeah, which means
Ta'a
grandmother.
here?
Ta'a, yeah. And then my Squawk side, that's Ada, his grandmother, Ada, yeah. But that's what we call, my nephew now calls my mother is Chichia. Nice. So we passed that down to him, and my aunt was Ta'a, my Auntie Deb, who was with my father, so we called her Ta'a, so we could differentiate, who's Chichia and who's Ta'a,
What was Emma Thomas, I guess? What was she
Thomas.
like?
She was a lot like my father, very quiet, I think very humble as well. She was a foster parent for quite a few of our family members, probably in the 60s and 70s. Probably due to, I think, the late Jimmy Nahaney and my mom. The band office started basically in Jimmy's house, right, in the basement, right? And my mom was his secretary. And so when they sort of started growing and started, looking after our own children, they asked my grandma to take some children. And so she ended up with quite a few foster children. I think the Williams, from the Williams family. And so she took care of them for quite a bit. But just real big heart and real gentle person. Yeah.
What's a memory you have with her?
Oh, she made the best. I can't remember what they're called. They're like raisin cookies almost, but they were kind of cross between a cake and a cookie.
Oh.
But they're huge, big ones that she
Welsh
would make.
Cake?
I'm not sure what we called them, but I always remember going to her house and she'd have a big container of cookies that she would make fresh, and then there'd be always bologna and bread in the fridge. And she'd be like, "Go make yourself a snack." She's like, "Go help yourself." She always loved her tea, and she was probably quite blind by the time, like in her senior age. So I'd always remember walking into her home, and she'd sit in front of the TV to watch it because she couldn't see from distance, so she'd have to be up close. Yeah. So she'd like sit on the ground and she'd watch the television and come in, and we're like,
it was her
Grandma.
personal screen.
Yeah, we're like, Grandma, and she'd kind of be like, she'd finally hear us, like, oh, hi Chooch, hi Leanne, like, and then we'd often spend some time with her, and but eventually, as I said, she meant later in life she did move in with us, and before she passed, I think we're maybe grade 11 and 12 when she passed away. Yeah, but my teacher, she lived a little bit longer. I think probably well into maybe late 80s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What was she like?
She's like a lot like my mother. Very, what's the word I would use with her? Very strong matriarch, strong community member, strong in her culture. She could speak from her church house side, from like, they're considered, I believe, Salish, but she could also speak my grandfather's language, Sďwx, on that side. So she could speak both languages, but she would also, she made sure that we still followed that practice of potlatching, even well into her old age. Like my father had a potlatch, and I think they had another one later in life, and she made sure all her children got, the names, Sďwx names. So she was really strong in that, and she held a potlatch herself, I think in the 70s with Auntie Deb. Nice. And then, another probably 20, 30 years later, they had another one in Sďwx, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was fun. Really good sense of humor too. She could crochet. I think she only had a grade 3 or 4 level education. She ended up leaving residential school just due to the abuse that was going on there, and she never went back. She left and never went back, and so she ended up only with a grade 3 or 4 level education. But she could knit you anybody under. She could read like she could write, but she would pick up and she would like a crocheting book. She'd read the instructions. Boom, she'd have a blanket for you in like days. Like we have a whole bunch of stuff like pillows. Like
that was her gift.
That was her gift.
Yeah, it was her.
Yeah, she could sew. She did our button blankets. We have blankets of hers that she finished for us. We have Christmas things that she did. Like
it's a gift.
Yeah, and she could sit there and watch her soaps, and she would do her thing. Wouldn't look at anything.
My grandmother weaving was the same way.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It was just second nature to them. Like it was, yeah. So we kept them.
Watch her soaps.
Yeah, she'd watch her soaps.
Full blanket at the end of the soap.
Yeah,
it was a thing.
Yeah,
it was actually
She tried teaching, but I tried a couple times, and just for fun, I'd sit there and watch her and stuff, right? And she was a good cook. She made the best bannock, fried and oven bread. And I said, nobody can make it like her. Like, a few people have come close, but I swear she could, and I'm not speaking just because it's my grandmother, just because I feel like I'm a connoisseur, of fried bread.
Fried bread.
Yeah. And hers was the best, and she made an oven one.
They make deadly fried bread down in the south.
Do they?
Oh, jeez. Deadly.
Making me hungry. Yeah.
No, just thinking about fried bread now.
Yeah. I love it. But she made an oven bread, too, which she called punk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it was basically just kind of the same thing and stuff, but she never measured. She would take a bowl. She had one bowl that we used, almost like a Corel, like those old white ones.
Yeah.
She'd like this, 2 of those, whatever, and then she'd take her hand and she'd be like, about that much.
Yeah.
Salt, that much. Like, she never really used that much sugar. Like, it was, this much water, and then feel it. But it was never by measuring.
My dad.
Not a recipe.
Yeah.
Okay, in the pandemic, I had time, so I was like, I'm going to make some bannock for sure. We grew up, it was always oven baked in my house, but I called my dad, and I was like, Dad, can you send me the recipe to make bannock? He was like, I don't think I've ever been more disappointed in you in my entire life. He's like, I need you to FaceTime me right now. He FaceTimes me, he's like, bowl? He's like, this much?
I'm holding it.
This much, it should look like this. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna need some. It's like some instructions.
Measurements here.
What is this much supposed to be?
He's like, show me.
Totally.
He's like, more flour.
And how did it turn out?
Oh, I'm the
first one?
shittiest bannock maker you've ever met in your entire life. I don't think I've ever gotten it right one time.
That's just an excuse for you need to come and cook
Do it for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you know that that's really what that means?
Yes.
No, I swear I try my hardest. I really try my hardest. I can cook other things.
Good.
He's actually a
That's
very
important.
good
I think.
cook.
Yeah.
He's a very good cook. When I come home, he's roasting chicken. He's making like deadly fresh salad from scratch.
Nice. Yum.
You know.
But
So
bannock,
he does
nothing.
Not the thing. Okay.
No.
Nothing. But I will get good. Otherwise, some bad stuff will happen to me or something like that. You know.
No, I would think one of the gifts that I swear all like my aunts on my mom's side and my chicha and my baking I think came from my grandma, my ta'a from here. But I think they were such strong cooks.
Yeah.
Like it was literally a Sunday night meal every day kind of thing. Have your veggies, have your potatoes, your starches, your proteins. Like it was always. So I think that's one of the gifts that my biggest takeaway is knowing how to cook. And I think it's important.
And the food.
And the food. And the love for food, as you can tell. Like, you know, I love food. I love eating well, and I love eating good food.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything fancy,
Yeah.
but if it can be good food. I remember we went up to New Hulk, Bella Coola, sorry. Don't erase that. They're going to be like, what?
I can erase anything. You're good. We're good.
It's fine.
Frame by frame.
Right. The first time I had corned beef soup, and I'm like, that sounds like the craziest thing.
Wow.
But I was so hungry because we didn't have a lot of food while we were traveling up there.
Yeah.
Kanan was with me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kanan came up with us, and he was one of the skippers, obviously. But you know, he kind of led that team heading up there. And one of the Keith Putlas made us corned beef soup, and I tried it, and I was hooked. Never had it. I've had hamburger, so it's like hamburger soup, but with corned beef.
Crazy.
10 out of 10. Like, who would have thought canned meat would be so good, right? It's like a fried bologna sandwich. It's just like, it's irreplaceable, right? And it's a part of our staples, you know, like, and like hot dogs. I said, Indians can do anything with a hot dog, you know?
True enough.
You can make soup out of it. You can make a casserole. You can make a warrior dog, you know? It's just, yeah.
Bannock dog, deep fried.
So, as a connoisseur, what do you think the best, like, what are the qualities that a piece of fry bread needs to have?
I'm one that I don't like sweet bannock.
Yeah.
I like more the savory, like a little bit of salt. Yeah. Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside, but fully cooked.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing worse than
Light.
undercooked bannock or overcooked bannock.
Yeah.
Like, that grosses me out. I'm just like, nope.
What's the quality of an overcooked bannock? Just dry on the inside?
And
Doughy
chewy.
and
Yeah.
and kind of.
Like, you gotta, like, rip it with your teeth.
Yeah.
You know, but I want one where you can just
should
pull.
never have
Oh,
to,
I know.
Chewy. Should
I
not
had to
be
think of an
chewy.
example in my head when I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could be more like a hockey puck versus like a
Yeah.
something
yeah,
you're trying to
yeah,
crack
yeah.
with your teeth.
Oh.
Yeah, how do
We
you?
go to ceremony back there. There's like 20 different bannock makers, and it's all.
Wow.
And some of them come in, they slice it thin and put it in individual Ziploc bags, and
Oh.
some of them have big bowls with fry bread like this, and some of them bring it in big boxes, and it's just like. It's crazy when they do feast,
Yeah.
and it's like the big chicken dances. So
Yeah.
they're
okay.
handing out bannock, like you're coming home with bags full of
Holy
bannock.
schmoles.
Like it's crazy.
Aw. That's awesome.
I'm like trying to pawn
Pawn
it off.
yeah. Everybody come over for bannock, hurry up.
And dropping it off.
How do you like to dress it? What's your
I'm basic. Butter,
same?
peanut butter or jam. Like as soon as it came out of the fryer, like the oil,
Oh yeah.
cut it, slap butter on it, and just eat it, or peanut butter and jam. It's just like, I don't believe in making sandwiches or breakfast sandwiches. I'm just like, no, give me butter, peanut
Yeah.
butter and jam. I won't mess with it. Yeah.
Same.
Simple.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you said
Simple.
that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. For me, it's at most jam.
Yeah.
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 Like
Something
Saskatoon
major.
jam.
Yes. Yes. Just had some. My coworker just made some oven bread. He got the recipe from his mom and his grandma.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think he's Cree. I can't remember which nation he's from or which province. But he made us some, and I was like, "This is closest to I've had to my grandma."
Yeah.
That was the closest. I was
wow.
like, holy cow! I almost had a tear because I was just like, I heated it up, put some butter on it, and I was like,
nice.
it took me back to like my childhood. It was just, I think that's how impactful it was. Yeah. But yeah, cooking is hands down. I enjoy cooking, but I
It's
enjoy
such
cook more
comfort,
for
right?
others.
Yeah.
So if I can give that gift and like the love, because I always ask my nephew, I'm like, what's the secret ingredient? He's like, love. I said, yep, that's what you do. No matter what, just put love in it, and it will.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm glad you
could
said
take a
that.
Rest. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because for me, I can eat the same junk every single day. Crap.
Yeah.
It's just meat and grain or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when somebody else comes and sits down, it's like, whew, we're whipping it out with us
Exactly.
today. It's
Yeah.
way more fun. Then I eat better and I like it better.
Yeah.
You know?
Food is medicine.
It is. Yeah. I can eat the same thing maybe twice, but then I'm like, okay, I need something else. You got to give me variety. Like what can I cook? And I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
Kinda like
Well,
our house.
you see how she's mad at me right now?
Again?
Yeah.
Really?
You know?
Chicken and brown rice every day for like a week. I'm like, ah.
Well, there's that commercial, right? It's just like chicken Monday, chicken Tuesday, chicken. Like, it's just like,
But see, at home it's like, but we had chicken yesterday. I don't want that. I want something else.
Yeah.
I want fish today.
Who, Dad?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's a yeah.
He's a diva
Yeah.
with food, right?
Yeah. He's big. He's big into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, food is huge in our house as
Yeah.
well. It's very impactful in that way too.
I would say it should be a love language. I think food should be a love
It
language
is a love
you can do so much
language.
with food. Cooking it,
Totally.
sharing it, like, you know, I think, well, we know in our ceremonies, it's a big part of what we do, right? And, you know, to welcome people, we always start off with, you know, sharing a meal together and then then the ceremony, the work starts after, right? Because
Yeah.
you want to, like, and I remember it was like, I think it was Jackie and Stuart and Jackie and Gonzalez was just saying, like, you know, we ingest that knowledge and information when we eat, right? And that's why we sort of, you know, and I was like,
It
and
helps the teachings stay with you in that positive way.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was like,
fills you up, right? It's
yeah.
I've heard that teaching too,
Yeah.
and it's such a beautiful teaching about food, right?
I've never heard that. That's my first time
Yeah.
ever hearing that.
Arnold, do you remember Arnold? I don't know if you met him, but he was your dad's elder when they worked
From
in
Sundance.
Pacific. Yeah, Arnold. Yeah, he might have come up. Yeah, I don't know.
Thunderbird Consulting.
He was a big guy. Arnold was a huge man. Came from Stutlis.
Who am I thinking of?
Can't remember his last. Arnold Ritchie.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, that was the wrong guy. I was thinking
So
of the
I
wrong guy.
remember
Yeah.
when he was, and I mean, I've heard it other people say it too, but he said,
Yeah.
this is one of the reasons we feast at ceremony is as you're eating, you're keeping those teachings with you.
With you, yeah.
And they stay with you much longer when you kind of eat them at the same time.
Exactly.
And it's such a
Exactly, yeah.
beautiful teaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of really reinforces how great food is.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I love trying like new kinds of food. Like I could pretty much eat anything.
Yeah.
Except I'm not a big fan of like organs though. Like it's the
Little
taste.
harder?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the I can taste the iron in it, and I was like pretty much iron deficient my whole adult life
okay.
until later. So I wouldn't like things that tasted like I could taste the iron. It's like it was like licking a penny,
Metallic.
like
Yeah,
licking a penny.
metallic,
Yeah,
and
it's
that is
oh,
like,
yeah.
ah.
So I tried. That's the only thing I really don't like, but I like all kinds of foods. Like people always say, try something like how many times? Like three or four times. But I think I ate tripe one time. It took me in chicken's feet probably about 10 times. Then I'm like, and the one day it just flipped, and I love it.
Tripe
Do you
is
like
a
tripe?
very
I love tripe.
common
Yeah.
feast dish that they
Oh,
bring.
okay.
Those very old feast dishes. Tripe, choke cherries.
Oh, we were just talking about that, choke cherries.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
harvested a lot of choke
Okay.
cherries. Yeah.
I don't know what they look like, but we were just talking about them
They're
yesterday.
very tiny and round like
Okay.
this and dark. They're
Okay.
almost black looking, purplish. They're very, very dark.
Okay.
And they have a very big seed inside them.
Okay.
And part of you cook them and process the seed and the thing, they call them very dry.
Okay.
So if you try to eat one, it's like all the moisture in your body gets sucked right out with one berry. You're like, oh, you can feel it, right? But you crush them and you do that, and it's like they are so rich in antioxidants and minerals and everything that you kind of need. Those, so when they bring it to ceremony, they go around and those Escapios are serving it to everybody, and they're like putting out just a little teaspoon.
Yeah. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, so
I'll have
choke
to
cherries
try
is
one time if
huge
I
in
can.
their tradish meals.
Okay.
I'll bring some out because
Okay.
I harvest them all the
Okay,
time.
neat.
I actually make
Really easy to
syrup.
pick too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can pick a lot.
Yeah, we make syrup, and I use it to do our wild rice and other stuff, and that
Nice.
stuff is deadly.
Oh, unreal on pancakes too.
Yeah.
Ooh, yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very, very yummy.
I've had huckleberry jam
Oh, so good.
because my brother-in-law, Leanne's partner Tim,
Yeah.
he comes from up in the interior, and at first I was like, what? And he put it out, and we had pancakes. I was like, and it was only like that
little
jar, because that's all you get out of like after harvesting
I know.
pounds of it, probably
They're
like
tiny.
pounds. Yeah.
They're so tiny.
So we had a little jar like this, and we're like, oh, that only lasted one meal. Like, got any more? Like, but it was so good. I
Yeah.
was so happy. I'm like, one of the best things I've ever
Super
had.
treat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 And what is the other berry you talked about? The
Saskatoon.
Saskatoon berry. Yeah.
Saskatoons, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
had that.
harvested them wild
Okay.
with blueberries as well.
Mm.
They got there's lots of opportunities out in Alberta where they've got on a lot of these reserves. They got acres of wild berries growing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh.
It's incredible.
That's amazing.
I
That's
gotta
amazing.
get some blackberries this year for sure.
Yes.
Well, you better, because there's tons out there, and I've been walking
I just
by
go
them.
out there and eat those ones though. That's my snack on the way to
You
the
need
mall.
to stand there with a
What?
bucket over your shoulder.
Exactly,
And you can
yeah.
eat at the same time as you're filling
Honestly,
the
Mom,
bucket.
you'd be surprised how many people are out there,
Out there, really?
grabbing them. Oh, so many
Yeah,
people.
okay, so
I've
go inside IS Munmuns. They got it all along the back wall of their thing in there too, right? Anywhere where you're not going to be,
Tons. Yeah.
where all the Haletans aren't allowed to go. That's where you got to go.
Exactly.
You find
Exactly.
your spot. You'll find your spot.
Did you like school growing up?
Nope. Nope. Never
Nope.
liked school. Nope. I was just. It's funny, all these topics that we're talking about. I was because I was never like a scholar. Like I never like I knew I had learning differences, but I was never diagnosed with anything. Like
Oh,
I kind of diagnosed myself. Like definitely have ADHD.
yeah.
Maybe some dyslexia. Like somebody brought it to my attention as an adult, and I was like, I don't have dyslexia like this. And after first, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just how my brain works.
Yeah.
Right. And Leanne always did well in school, my sister.
Yeah.
And so she always had her A's and B's, and me, I was like the pass and the C minus and stuff. So I scraped through like
It
high
wasn't
school.
where you shone.
Nope.
No.
And I felt like I was taking some core classes, like core math, which
Yeah.
was like not the mainstream math, to graduate. So I graduated with like, I think core grade 11, and I just could not wrap my brain around it. The math
Right.
just was so foreign to me. And it wasn't until probably in my 20s that I went to Cap College, had a teacher. It was me and Faye Yelton
Oh, yeah.
went to, we're like, let's take this math class together. It's self-paced and
Yeah.
it's grade 11. I said, let's do it, because if I wanted to get into university down the road, I need to have
You need
my grade
better.
11 and 12.
Yeah, you're right. You need
Yeah.
better math and
Yeah.
stuff for sure.
So I was like, okay. So I took it and struggled, but had a really amazing teacher. And I don't think if it wasn't for him, I would not have carried on to grade 12 math, pace 12. But he was so patient, so kind, and I finished that and then ended up taking the grade 12 paced. And you had to have a certain grade in the paced, self-paced grade 11 to get into the 12. And then when I walked in, I was like, oh, I'm like the oldest person here. Like there was still like kids fresh out of high school. And I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel good, But I literally cried and taking grade 12 pace, because I could get the answers, but the process of how to get that answer was like,
showing your work.
to show my work. And I'm like, how did I get there? How did I, like, it's like my brain automatically did it,
Yeah.
but it was like, how do I translate that into like, here, Yvonne, let me show you how I got from here to here. I could not do that,
Yeah.
even though I got the answer. So I I feel my brain developed later, much later. And that's why I feel passionate for our kids who in our community that may have learning differences. Like, just be gentle. Be gentle with them. Be gentle on yourself. Because it will come.
Figure it out, because they learn differently and so many different ways of kind of approaching.
Do you want me to take your gum?
That's a good way.
Do you want me to take your gum?
I put it right here.
Okay.
This is just my Kleenex.
Gotcha,
Yeah, thank you.
Just making sure.
Fidget. That's
Yeah.
a fidget.
You need one.
I'm fidgeter. Like, and it was funny. And I think it was my coworker Carrie. She's like, I can't sit beside you. I said, how come? She's like, you move too much. And I was like, oh, I do. Like, and that's where I realized I'm like, I might ADHD, and I'm like, I probably am. Because I can't sit still. I'm moving. Like, I got to get comfy. Like, So it's hard for me to sit there, like, be in ceremony and be like, just sit there quietly. Like, because I'm always like...
I'm always shifting from one side to the other.
Exactly, And getting older doesn't help either, too.
Well,
Carry
it's
start to
also,
hurt.
too, your bones start to hurt, too.
Yes.
That's part of it. You just got to shift.
Exactly. Shift to one cheek, shift to the other one.
Yeah. Move the back. Maybe it'll move into alignment again if you shift the right way.
Yeah.
What's a family story that's always stuck with you?
Jeez. Well, I guess one, people always ask me, like, how I got my nickname. Like, because some people don't even know my real name.
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
like, somebody asked me.
We had Shannon Henderson on
Oh,
yesterday.
yeah.
And she was
Love
like,
her.
And she was like, who's on tomorrow? I was like, Eileen. She's like, oh, Chooch.
Exactly.
Love Shannon. I love Shannon.
I know.
Yeah, she's hilarious. Yeah.
It's funny because when I met her, that's how she was introduced to me. Oh, this is Chooch. I mean, Eileen.
Exactly.
But I mean, when I met you, I think it was when you were first working in reception.
Yes.
At IS Munmun, right?
Yeah, when we were still
Social
down at
development.
321 Seymour Boulevard.
Yeah, and then we moved into the new building down in like when they opened that by the golf course there.
Yes.
Yeah, because were you at Aslan? Because when I was hired, it was just before when the agreements were signed, and then it was just Judy and Linda that shared a desk. That was what IS Munmun was.
Because we only had probably Mom had her office, the receptionist was there.
Yes.
There was 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, it was
At
tiny. Right. It
right
was
across
just a
from
little...
finance, the office on West 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
Yep.
'Cause
That's
I
what I
know-
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I went to after high school, I went to CAP for a year and a half, and finally I was like, I'm done with school. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do it anymore. Like, it was very challenging for me.
Yeah.
So, and then I got a job at Pacific Honda. And then finally, that's when Mom's like, no, you're coming to work for me. Like, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then so off I went there, and that's when I started working, was in the West 5th.
It was
on
okay.
West
So
5th.
I thought it was the West 5th
Yeah.
office, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then moved down
The
to-
office was built and opened, and I remember kind of overseeing all the construction and working through all that piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden we had this office and space and boardroom and
Everybody
file
had an
room.
office at that
Yeah,
point,
at that
right?
point everybody
Where you
had
could close
an
your
office,
door and
then we had a main area which was kind of open, but we also had this big boardroom and the front entrance was actually a big entranceway that was because the thing was dedicated to that department, not just where we were up in the West 5th office.
The West 5th office.
For people who don't know, what was IS Munmun?
Child and Family Service.
Child and Family
Agency,
Services combined with social development
Development,
because both offices programs were put together in the same physical office, and IS Munmun was had to do with the agreements that were signed between the federal provincial governments under the Child Welfare Act to allow Squamish to start administering child welfare programs.
I think at the time too, it was like health was still under us. We had income assistance was still under social development.
Yes, it was.
At one point, I think education at one point and before, but it all kind of divided up. Like it almost
once
like kind
we
of
moved
like
to there, education went over, but income assistance still
stayed with us. Yeah.
for quite a while, right? And then eventually that office closed down and was moved down here to the Capilano site where all the trailers are. You see today.
Yeah.
So.
And Sgsmåk, I think, came out of that as well.
Sgsmåk
Like,
came out of there. We started Sgsmåk, but we also started the group home in Upper Squamish.
Squamish, that's right. Yeah.
Right, because that was in the old the house. the family house that they used for that.
Yeah, I know who. Yeah,
You know exactly.
I know who. Yeah,
yeah, and I can't
can
remember
picture them right now.
exactly because
Moody?
it was.
Were they Moody's?
It
No?
might have been. Oh, I'm
Was
not
it a Moody?
sure, and I don't want to say for sure because I can't remember in Ernst.
Yeah, I can think. I can picture him in my head right now, but I can't remember. But
Yep.
yeah,
The whole family gone.
because they were going to be like group homes, and then Mother Bear, right? That came out of.
That came out of it
there,
as well.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Tsleil-Waututh evolved into something else eventually too after that. Right.
Yeah.
That was the big project that was
Yeah.
done though, because they built Tsleil-Waututh.
What's Sgsmålch?
Tsleil-Waututh was initially created as a group home to bring our children home under the ISMAN program, but it evolved up into other things. But that building was built down where the St. Paul's Church is on the Mission Reserve.
I feel like everything in this place was built by St. Paul's Church.
Yeah.
No, beside it.
Beside it.
It
Beside
wasn't
it.
built by St. Paul's
Paul's-
Church.
yeah.
No. That Tsleil-Waututh was built between federal and provincial funding under the Child Welfare Act. They created that because of the programming. We obtained enough funding to provide building to justify a
Okay, gotcha.
additional capital funding to build that project because it was a little out of things, but it became like quite a big group home for a while, and then it evolved into a lot of other things, and eventually I don't even know what it is today. So
I think they still run programs out of it as well. Like, it's grown so fast too, right? And
yeah, it's changed,
yeah,
right? So
yeah, Aboriginal Head Start, and I think the Mother Bear, they prenatal, postnatal, those kind of things, and just development of our children, our muntman, and yeah. But I love because Shannon also worked with us too. Shannon, I don't know if you were still there when Shannon Henderson worked there.
No, because I left when you guys were still down on Seymour.
Seymour,
because
yeah.
I went to Hochmeath,
That's right. Okay, Hochmeath, yeah.
and then after that I had children.
Woohoo.
4.
Your own, had your own babies.
4 and then 5 because
Yeah.
he came to me a bit later. So, but, yeah.
I love it.
So
Yeah.
then, how did you get your nickname?
Well, basically, yeah, it's so funny because like we were just talking because I mentioned like friends were like, this girl came out to work today and she's like, I don't even know your real name, Chooch. So I'm sorry, I'm calling. I'm like, it's fine. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, whatever you're comfortable with, because some people are more comfortable calling Eileen. I guess they feel like maybe it's not as professional, but
Yeah.
that's who I am. That's what I grew up with. But it was basically when I was a year old, I ended up with spinal meningitis. And I got really sick, and literally, from my understanding, I think we were in Nanaimo or Cape Comox, but we got medevac to here. I think either to St. Paul's or to VGH. But I kept my neck to one side, and I wasn't like moving it that much. And they finally diagnosed me with spinal meningitis, and so I ended up in the hospital literally I was not even a year old, and so I had to get treated and taken care of, like antibiotics, and so I was literally in St. Paul, like one of the hospitals for the first year, my first birthday, and I was chubby, and I still am, but back then I was a chubby, a real chubby baby.
I'm taking all that out.
We're taking that
I'm
piece
taking
out.
all that out. Keep going.
And so I had really chubby cheeks, and my uncle, my late uncle Wolfie, would come up and call me. He'd be like, "Hi, chubby cheeks," and he'd pinch my cheeks all the time. And then Leanne, my older sister, could not say chubby cheeks, and so she'd come up and pinch my cheeks and call me Choochie. And that just pretty much stayed after that. And yeah, so it's like Choochie, like everybody has their
Chooch.
own little nickname, Chooch or Chew. Like the late Darla Baker, she'd always be like, Choochia, my pet. And that was just her unique way. So everybody that kind of in my life has their own unique way of saying it. Like some people like Chew, or like, and there's some people like say Choochie the full thing. Like it just depends on, but literally that's who. Yeah, so I think that's more my identity than versus like.
I was gonna say that one stuck. That one stuck. That's probably the hardest sticky nickname I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Lifetime.
Yeah.
And lifetime, literally, because even at work, this other person where they were talking about me, and they're like, Eileen Joe, what? Who's that? And they're like, do you mean Chooch? I'm like, yeah. Like, why are you calling her Eileen? And like, well, that's her name, right?
That's her name.
That's my legal name, yes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But that's one of the stories. I think it's the funniest one, and it sticks. Like, because people ask me like randomly, like, how do you get that name, right? And I would go to the gas bar, and they put down like, because my mom, her maiden name's Wilson, so they put Chooch Wilson down as my name and stuff. And I'm like, I looked at it, and I was like, no, it's Eileen Joe. They're like, what? What? And they're like, I didn't know that was it. Yeah, they're like, you don't look like an Eileen, you know. It's funny. I'm like, oh, I don't, you know.
Really?
Yeah, but I think
I'm not sure what
I
that's
look like a
supposed to look
Choochie. Definitely. I think I suit it. Yeah. Got the chubby cheeks, and yeah, I think it's just who I am.
What does it mean to be a Joe, would you say?
Oh, what does it mean to be a Joe? That's a good question, because I feel like there's, that history comes with our names, right? We can go, as we said, we can go back how many generations, and how like one of the Nahanys are like a big family, right? We got Bakers that are big families. Like, I feel Joe's like we're a little bit smaller, but we're connected to a bigger, like we have Nahanys, we have Pauls, we have, the Jacobs family, and, there's all those connections, right? So I feel like we're a part of a bigger picture as well, not just, even though there's not a lot of Joes in the nation, but we do have a lot of relatives that, that we are connected to and belong to,
You're a network family.
A network family, yeah. And I think originally it was Lackett Joe, and it had to do with, I think it was number 5. Like, I can't remember the whole story. Somebody's told it to me before, but it'd be like number 5 Joe kind of thing. Like, I'll find out a better story so I can share it down the road, but that's where it came. But eventually they dropped the Lackett, and then we're like Joes. Like, Matthias Joe
married Lauren, the Nahanys, the sister Margaret.
Okay, yeah.
She was Lackett Joe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. See, another connection,
Another
right?
connection, right? Because then through Thomas, now it's through Lackett Joe.
Joe, yeah.
And that she was a Nahany.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Hi, my relatives. If you're enjoying this podcast, or if you have any feedback on this podcast, please let us know, because we're always trying to get better at the same time. But especially if you're enjoying this podcast, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think we have some really cool projects coming out that you might want to check out. Please follow us on Spotify. Share our reels as well too. That helps us out so much. And yeah, just check us out. Share the word. We're working really hard to keep this content coming for you. And the support helps us out so much. And we're so grateful. Thank you so much for listening. Back to the podcast.
You're so wild as doing this project, and thank you for coming to hang out with us. But every single time someone sits down in the chair, you just realize how interconnected everybody around here is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, like, we're kind of like that back in the prairies too, but like how everyone is just so interconnected, and it's like, why would anybody fight anybody? Everyone's part of the same family.
Exactly.
You know
They're all
what I mean?
fighting
Exactly.
themselves. Like, that's what I feel like when we see this infighting, and I'm thinking, but you're still my family.
Exactly.
So why are you giving me a scowly look?
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that?
Turn your
about?
frown upside down.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
You look at him thinking.
Well, I was just talking to my cousin last week, and found out that we're related we have the same grandpa.
Yeah.
Right? But they found out on the other side, I don't know if it's the mom or the other side, that they're also from Church House. And I was like, shush.
Crazy.
So we could be relatives on both sides.
On different sides.
Yeah, the Wilson side, but also maybe like
Crazy.
on the yeah. I was just like, that is interesting. I never heard of that.
Yeah.
Like, that was the first time. So I was like, so we could be related on both sides, which is possible too. So you just never know.
Part of these conversations bring this connection to things, which is because I'm hearing the names, right? And I know that they're all through the genealogy.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, your grandfather and my grandfather were brothers, and my great granny's my great auntie married into your family.
Yeah.
So it all kind of it really ties them as close connections, not just some distant marker in there, right? It's because it's woven in several times too.
And I know that we have relatives up in the Skszwx as well. Like, I think it was like Jackie and Stuart. And so I'm still trying to figure kind of that part out, that we do have family in the Statlium, that married, I guess, somebody up there and stuff. So I'm still trying to understand that. And we have, even like down here, we have, a lot of the Kwakwaka'wakw that have married into the Squamish Nation. And there's a bunch of us that are mixed too, like Squamish and Kwakwak. So we call ourselves the Sḳwx. There's there's a few of us that,
The Squawkers?
The Squawkers, yeah, pretty much. Or the Crackers, call ourselves.
Now it's just evolving.
Yeah. So we have our own little group, right? That, that live here, and and so there's that other connection too, right, on the other side of the family. But I'm always curious, like, who is my family? Like, to me, that's important, and I hold that close to me. And I would sit with like Aaron Williams and Stuart and Uncle Buck and listen to them and they're telling me who my family is, right? Mm-hmm. And then so I want to share that with my nephew, and my nephews, like all of them. It's like, this is who your family is, like, and they always say you got to know where you come from to know where you're going, right? Absolutely, and that really resonated with me. I was like, yeah, that makes so much sense,
If you could have dinner or something with one of your ancestors, who would it be and why?
I think I would go back to like my grandpa James Wilson. I would love to really understand more of his life, growing up on the island, and he was a fisherman, right? And he would go out seasonally, and he was a good cook, and I know it's in our blood. So I think, that'd be one person I'd like to go back and meet. Yeah. Like, I met him, obviously, but I don't remember as much. If I could sit down with him and just
you were a child, right?
Talk to him. Yeah. And have another meal together, and, and that'd be neat.
And what would you ask about? Just like what life was like growing up?
Just like what life was like how did you grow up, and, like share his language with me, his fishing. Because I hear so many stories through my mom, because she grew up on the boat with him, right? Because she would, like, rather than stay home, she would go on the boat and travel with him up and down the coast, way up, up north, right? And different places where she stopped and where they would go. And, they were never allowed off the ship, like the boat. They would go get some stuff and come right back. And then it was only my grandpa that would allow them to go off and maybe have some few spirits and, indulge a little bit. But no, and there's different people. I think that my mom made such strong connections too while they're fishing. She knows a lot of different families where they'd go to, drop off the fish. But what an experience, like, what a life. Yeah. Like, you got to see the ocean up and down this beautiful coast, and how beautiful that was. And living through wars. I'm curious, what was it like living, through the First World War? Like, that just blows my mind. That is not even that. It was only the generation before me that lived through all that, Yeah. I would just like to just ask those questions, random questions, like, what was it like, not having running water, not having a TV, not having a vehicle. Right?
It's probably great.
Yeah. Less pollution, less, no phones. Like,
less traffic.
Yeah. I grew up without having a cell phone, ever. Like, until I was in my 20s, probably.
Oh, I know.
Do you miss those days?
I wonder how I survived.
Run home to get the phone.
Yeah. All the things, like, like not wearing seatbelts, being put in the trunk, riding in the trunk of your vehicle. Like, it was like...
My parents had those car beds that they just threw in the back of the station wagon, and you just kind of rolled around in the back of it. Right?
Like, we have no payphones really around anymore. So it's like, who do you call, like, when there's an emergency? If your phone's dead now, like, it's just like, how did we do it back then? Like, payphones, I guess, and making sure you had a quarter.
Payphones and knocking on people's doors. Yeah. Can I borrow your phone?
Pretty much.
Now they make serial killer movies.
I know. That's what scares me. Somebody knocks on my door. I'm like, who's that? Like, why are you knocking on my door? Like,
Who are you?
Yeah. I feel like sort of that sense of community. Like, here, I feel we could do it. Like, in our community, we could do stuff like that.
Doors here.
Yeah. Like, I need help or I need something, like, but definitely different. Like, even where I live now, like, I have some good neighbors, but I don't really know them, which is very, very interesting,
Which is, you're living in the community, but you're not really aware of who's around you.
And I feel that generation, like my mom's generation, they're now moving out and downsizing to, like, condominiums and smaller things. and we're that new generation where the families with young children are not moving in. But you got to have a lot of money to afford houses around here now. You know, like it's not even just about a 2-person income. You have to have 2-person income with, you know, making 6 figures, right?
Yeah,
and even then, you're just going to get kind of
normal stuff.
Like
just an apartment or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if we didn't put the boys in the house and buy in Alberta, we wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to live there.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
No. And it's kind of sad. It's sad, but it's just that's life, and it's just I feel like, you know, we've bumped up to, like, you know, selling $1 million homes. You know, it's like back in the day, like people talk about buying a home for like $70,000. You're like, what? How? And that wasn't even that long ago, right? So to what, you know, we're paying $1 million, $2 million for a house that's just okay. Like it's nothing fancy. It's just, you know, the bare bones. Okay. Are you going to tear it down and rebuild kind of thing, or you know, it's just They're
selling the Tomahawk restaurant for $6.5 million. Give me a break.
Holy. I saw that on the news. I was like, what the heck?
I know. I'm like, are you serious?
They're selling the Tomahawk?
Yeah.
For $6.5 million.
That's crazy.
That's a little bit sad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's changed. It's definitely changed. Like I've been back there a couple times. I'm like, it's not the old Tomahawk I used to grow up with. You know,
like I remember going there at different times and it's certainly changed.
Yeah. The hash browns, they changed the hash browns. Like, so we were fuming because instead of, they tasted like deep fried versus the ones they used to just bake almost, you know, like or on a pan, like sauteed. And they had the best little cubed hash browns. And now they're fat and crunchy, which are like, no, you're taking too many shortcuts here. Like, especially for what you're paying, right? The value that you're paying. Like if you're going to be paying $25 for, like,
absolutely.
I don't know. I'm as I said, I'm a foodie.
The price too, of course, is significantly changed from back in the day.
Yeah. So I went back there. I was like, last time. Last time. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I think you should let Our Storytellers produce you a cooking show.
Trust me, I've thought about doing like reels or Instagram or even doing like YouTube videos and stuff because it's just like, I enjoy it because I love watching them.
Yeah.
But I'm like, do I have this patience? Like, it'd be a full-time job, I think, to like.
Yeah, but we'll take care of all that for you. All you gotta do is show up.
Show up.
I think you might be the most natural-born podcaster there is.
Thank you.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
This is so fun. I'm having a great time.
Good. I am too. I didn't know what to expect because I've never done one, and I was like, don't stutter, don't be nervous, like, you know, just.
We set the format to be very relaxed because.
No, I appreciate that.
We believe it should be a conversation, and a lot of the stuff I've done in my research in school talked about community-based research and how that should look. So, you know, I've kind of done a lot of looking into what they've done down in New Zealand and Australia. They're kind of miles ahead in their community-based approach to research and how they've preserved a lot of things in certain areas, the Maori people, right?
Yes.
And you know, it's pretty remarkable to look at the methodologies that they kind of sit down and organize, and it really, a lot of it has to do with engaging in the community, asking those questions, setting it up in a meaningful way where you get the engagement and the community buys into what you're doing because it's important to them and because there's a vested interest.
Yeah.
So the person doing the work should have a vested interest in the community that they're part of.
Yeah.
Because it makes it a better project. It makes the research better.
Yeah.
So even in the small format that we've set up, because we want to focus on kinship relationships, matriarchy. They seem like small things, but when you start to fit all the pieces together, like you and I sit here, we've known each other for 4 decades.
Yeah.
But the talk about family and those actual connections, I don't think we've ever sat to really look at the details of what those family connections are.
Yeah.
And just in our conversation, we've found two very significant connections
Yeah.
that are quite close,
I love that.
right?
Yeah,
And I
that.
love it
Yeah.
because everybody that comes to sit, we are seeing much of the same thing. And it's kind of a beautiful thing, because a lot of the stuff that I've read in terms of, like, Dr. Kim Tallbear talks a lot about kinship and family and genealogy, and she does some quite technical look into what DNA is, specifically in Native DNA, and she gets like super technical. But one of the basic things that she talks about is those kinship ties in a community that are the kind of the underlying fabric of how a community really is, and how that all comes together. So it's like sitting here and watching it unfold in real time.
Yeah.
When we have our conversation. And it should be relaxed.
Exactly.
Because, you know, everybody that is here has an equally vested interest in having a conversation about it.
Exactly.
And
With like no real intentions except for to like.
Absolutely. It's just purely about community-based research, and it's only for us.
Yeah.
So, you know, this can be shared with your family. They have a chance to see you talking in a natural conversation, not, you know, kind of. I look at film and the way they do things, and I think, like, how do real people sit and have a conversation?
Yeah.
That's, you know.
Yeah.
It's like when we did the first podcast with my mom. We have her sitting there in conversation.
Neat.
Just, you know.
Just her and I.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I love it.
They just have a conversation for like almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it's like, it rolls through all kinds of different little
The
subjects
things,
and stuff. And she tells all kinds of crazy little stories. And that's all it is. It's just a beautiful conversation.
I think that's like growing up. That's sort of what my mom, like spending time, I'd go to my Chooch's over in Comox.
Yeah.
And people would come visit her, like all the old people would come, and so we'd get snacks ready and everything. And I'd just sit and listen to them talk.
Yeah.
So it was very common for me to be sitting with elders and just listening, even though I was just not partaking in any of the conversations. And sometimes they speak in their own language that I wouldn't understand.
You just
because I
be there
didn't know it.
listening.
Yeah. But then they would laugh and chuckle and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, so it was just things like that it was always natural for me to be around elders. And I traveled with my mom a lot to different events. And it'd be also her generation and her friends that have became family friends.
Yeah.
Right? So now we know their children are we're part of each other's lives. Right? Yeah. And just strong connections that my mom has made, not only through residential school and, you know, she does talk about residential school in the sense of like meeting so many people, and that made it easier for her to be there, is to be with people from Seixalt. That's why she knows so many people from Seixalt. She has a lot of people from out in Mission, because those were the two mains, and then also the day school here in
St. Thomas?
At St. Thomas. Yeah. She would stay there, and you know, they billeted her out for a bit, but she was like not happy with the houses, so she was like, "Can I just stay at the convent?" And so that's how she ended up there, and ended up meeting, was friends with my aunt and my auntie Linda, who introduced her to my dad, and that's how my parents met. Yeah, so I was like, interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my mom never really
So you see
left.
the ties, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's those little stories that kind of cement the communities, how they all formed up together. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we have a student that just, she's a Hackett from Homolko.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was interesting because that's where, like, when church house closed, a lot of them went to Homolko. So they have a gathering, cultural days in Homolko coming up in August, and I would like to go, because then they'll actually take you on a ferry ride to church house show you the territories where my grandma grew up, my Chooch, and then they have cultural days and stuff, and another opportunity to meet probably family members. right? So I can understand, like, I have relatives up and down this coast, and to me that's important, and I want to share it with our next generations. Like, know who you are, know who your people are.
Well, yeah, because you have family everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the things you've said in an earlier podcast. You love it because you have family everywhere.
Everywhere.
You always have a place to stay no matter where you go across.
Yeah.
Like mid-pandemic when everyone was at home, I think like we've probably lost the art of the visit a little bit because like even for this, like when we're done here, oh, here comes Mr. Fly.
Of course. Has to make an appearance.
Yeah.
A cameo.
Yeah, he's making a cameo. He's gonna piss me off forever.
You monkey.
Yeah. Mr. Like even I have to have my day job. Mr. Fly and I, when we're done this podcast, we have to edit that podcast together as a team. Right? So
He's your support.
Exactly.
Your support.
That's the admin support.
Admin support.
He's a really good editor, but he's always making different frames everywhere. But
buzzing around as long as you don't get close to my ear.
Yeah, I want to. But and this is staying in for sure.
Yeah.
But we've lost the art of the visit, and like one of the things that I've noted, like if somebody knocked at my door on any random day, like would I actually be able to help anybody? I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
Or would I even be here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when peak pandemic, this place was heaven. Peak pandemic, everybody was cooking.
Nice.
It was like Uncle Dave back there was like hamburger, whatever you want, every single day. I was fed. I put on like 1,000 pounds, like everywhere you could go, and we were all a little bit scared of what was happening, so we were all taking care of each other.
Mailing Christmas boxes with keys.
Yeah, but like I feel way safer here than I ever did growing up in Mission.
Good.
I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
It's.
I think that sense of family too, right? Like, even though we may not be directly related, but we'll still support each other. There's still that sense of community,
and
people
are watching because if you go
Mm-hmm.
on that forum, there's like, hey, did anybody notice something down at Cap-Res? What's going on there? And then like 10 people come on.
Chime in.
And they all chime in.
It's like, it's like a big block.
So
right?
people are watching all over the place here,
exactly.
right?
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
So even though they say that in some ways it's not safer, in many ways it's still people are still watching what's going on here.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. I'm keeping an eye on him.
Now he's getting
see him?
like pretty.
He went back.
Behind and towards you, so he's somewhere.
Keep talking. Don't worry about it.
Right? I'd be like, it's crazy.
Keep talking. Would you like to be a guest on Our Storytellers? Because all you have to do to connect with us is just email info@ourstorytellers.ca, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. That sounds like a voicemail, which I think is hilarious. But if you email us, we'll give you a call and we'll listen to your story and we'll probably film it. So please reach out to us if you're interested in being a guest, because we love to share stories from all walks of life, from all different experiences. We think that everybody's story is valuable and that you can learn from anybody's story. So please email us and we'll schedule a call with you as soon as we can. That also sounds like a voicemail, but back to the podcast. Yeah, no, love this place.
Mm-hmm.
Love this place, love this community.
Yeah.
And I'm kinship tied in.
Yeah.
Because like my mom's from here, but
exactly.
Well,
but I grew up sundancing my whole life too, so
neat. Yeah.
So been close to ceremony my whole life.
The whole life, yeah.
Like one of the things that I've noticed also.
First sweat as a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
I think yeah.
And one of the things that I've noticed doing these matriarch podcasts is that like I have a theory or a guess that like because the city grew up around here amongst a bunch of other reasons, but like when we were booking these podcasts, it can be hard to get a matriarch from here to come and sit down and really share, you know, and I just don't think anyone's ever asked in a while for someone to come have a visit and then record it.
Yeah.
And then, but I feel like every single time somebody sits down, it's like, oh, I'm a little bit nervous. And then by the end, they're like, let's do it again.
Do it again.
Yeah.
This was okay.
Like it was so hard.
It wasn't even painful.
It was. it was so hard to book the first few,
Okay.
and then we recorded a few elders, and then it was like now I have like five waiting to go. Like
Neat.
that I still have to book.
I love it. I love it.
It was funny because
They start talking to each other, and then
they
everything's
Yeah.
just
talk to
happening.
each other because it's like I walk into the Elders Center yesterday, and because I wanted to go in for lunch and kind of be there, and I took my aunt up and to where she was doing something because she doesn't drive, and then I came down a bit late. They were still serving food, but I went and sat, and so I was walking around kind of back and forth, and these women looked at me and they go, "You gotta come and sit here." So we sit and we're yap. Everybody leaves. Eventually, it's like the place empties out. We're still
talking away.
Yap. And of course they're like, "Oh, I should probably go do something." Oh, yeah, blah 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 blah. There we are, still yapping.
No, I get it.
I think we were there like till 2:30.
Yeah.
2:30 before we left.
It's almost closing time.
Exactly. It was funny, but they said we should get together regular. We should, our women should spend more time talking. And I think, okay, so when are we getting together?
Yeah.
And they're like,
make it happen.
like, pick a day. We're like, how about Tuesday? Okay. So we're going to go and meet again at 1 and sit.
Aww.
And the Elder Center's there, so we'll just go and sit. And if anybody wants to join us, we'll all sit and talk.
I remember we were down when COVID, we started doing the vaccination clinics.
Yeah.
So we were supporting just down at the gym here, and
I was there for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because people were starting to like gather, like once they got their shot, and then they'd go and sit and wait. Then they started like they were like, okay, 10 minutes, then you go. But they were starting to spend half an hour, and their nurses were starting to like, you guys can't be gathering
I remember
here.
getting the
Like,
reports back at the office.
Yeah. Like you can't hug, you can't touch each other, you can't shake hands, you can't like. I think in the mall we were sitting there and we were having our lunch, and I saw Andrea Jacobs and Patesmuck, and so I went to go say hi, and then somebody else saw me, so they came over to say hi as well. And a guy from the health authority had his little badge, pops it up, and said, "You guys can't be like going back and forth to your tables." And it was so hard for us. Like, you see your elder, you see somebody, you want to hug them, you want to say, "How are you?" Like, just a hello, and you couldn't even do that. So to me, that was just like mind blowing. It's just, you have respect for people, or you love them and you want to go give them a hug, and it's like we can't even do that. Like, to me, it was just so weird.
At the time, we wanted to save our elders, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we were all talking about there. And I remember when I got back to the office, I was like, they're either gonna figure it out and save their elders, or the old ones are like they're gonna hug each other. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to wrangle them in.
Yeah.
That's hard to say.
I forgot about that.
We're all gonna get COVID at one point. Like, it's just when, right? It's not like if, it's when. Like,
see, and I was in Alberta, so we had 2 years the kids couldn't even come back, and we couldn't come out.
To me, that's so bizarre.
We sat there at Christmas with like a fucking FaceTime camera.
Yeah.
And then we're all sitting in our chairs. Hey!
Yeah.
We're all
talking to each other.
We're all talking to the screen. Yeah. So it was all the aunties because we all stayed together, right?
Yeah. All Skyping each other.
Well,
like that's Well, I never knew what Skype was before. And I was like, what is this?
I know.
I'm like, what? You talked to, like, it's like,
It was nuts.
Yeah.
Right? Like, people learning to Zoom and doing all things. And I went from going to school in Sďwx, and everybody's getting together and we're feasting, and they had feast every week, and they had something else going on, and then it was like, no, we're all going to Zoom.
Yeah.
All the classes went to Zoom.
Yeah.
And it was insanity until it got ironed out, and then it just got fitting and grooving, and then all of a sudden we're back in university again.
Yeah.
And
it seems
so coming.
Bizarre to not be able to meet in person. Like,
oh yeah,
everything's through Zoom now. It's just like, like
so much.
How's your like? Do you have to go back into the office 3 days a week? Like, what's that?
I'm there 5.
Me too.
5 days a week. Yeah. I don't think it wasn't even during COVID, through the thick of it. Like, I got sick. I swear we had COVID like before it was even like COVID. Like, me and my cousin Jen were both really, really sick. She was worse than me, but it was the worst, almost like cold I've had in my life.
Ever,
Right? And she was, where her respiratory system was really bad. And I was like, holy smoke. So I got better.
Yeah.
And this is still like it, but then I came back, and that's when the pandemic was like international, like we're in a
the early
pandemic,
days,
blah, blah,
and
blah.
all of a sudden
Yeah.
it was boom, right?
Yeah.
Like by March, everything was shut
down.
And
You're working from thing, and then my boss is like, you've been sick. I prefer that you work from home. And I was like, what? Don't send me home. Like, I don't want to work from home. Like, to me, it was just such a foreign concept to work from home.
Yeah.
And I was like, went to work. So before I went home, I went and bought a bunch of groceries. So like, if I'm going to get stuck at home, like, I'm going to load up my fridge, make sure buy everything. And off I went home, and I was just there for 2 weeks. And I was like, please let me come back. Like, and then eventually we started coming back to the office because we had to start doing PPE and shipping them out to all of our like regions and sub-regions and communities, right? So it was just like we're literally counting one glove at a time because, you know, the PPE wasn't full stock. So we were sitting in the boardroom counting one. Wow. And I'm like, okay, well, this is not, we're contaminating because we're touching the gloves. Like, you know, so like we had to wear gloves and start like, and then we had to count masks because literally we're sending out 100 gloves before like when PPE you know, started coming in.
there was a bit of shortage.
There was a shortage.
There was a transitional shortage period for that.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that in Alberta as well during that time too.
Yeah.
For me, it's so cool to hear about what it was like in the region.
In the region, yeah.
At the office, it was like PPE shortage. Like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
It was just back to just business as usual.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew because we were never like in recruitment. Like we were never not allowed. It was just we weren't traveling at the time, right? So we were never going out. So you would never see what was actually going on.
Out, yeah.
Right. So every time we'd be like recruiting for one of the regions, and how it would work is like one of the recruiters would recruit for the region, so you'd have one designated person at the time, and you would just hear like, yeah, we're all sitting here counting gloves or something like that, or like we're divvying up this 50 boxes of masks that we have for hundreds of people, and they were using tongs at one point. People would bring tongs from home.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But freaking resilient though.
What it came down to.
Yeah. I wanted FNHA to just like I was like, Richard, let's load up a jet and with a bunch of vaccines. We'll get a bunch of nurses like they're Navy SEALs, and we'll fly them community by community.
dropping them off. Care packages.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much, right?
And that's kind of what happened in its own way. You know what I mean?
But it was hard too because like shipping to like some of our remote communities, right? You're paying a lot of money to fly stuff in, or to like, you know, to freight them up into Newhall, Celtic, and those type of communities that, you know, some can only get through by, you know, airplane or by boat or, you know, by land, like, or like, you know, like going down to Newhall on that windy road, you know, that switchback, that's just, everybody's got to experience at least once, you know, and it's like, and these people do all the time to go just to travel to go get their teeth done, or to, you know, go see a doctor, or, you know, to go up to Williams Lake. Like, you have to travel that road, that dirt road, and have a vehicle that can make it up and down.
Jeez.
You know, something like that. Yeah.
I think we've done that road one time.
You do?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I remember I first did it
Camping way
once.
back
I was like, this was scary.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it doesn't bother me. Like, because once we started doing off-roading with my hubby, then I was like, that was scary. Because you're literally like on a little road that, you know, that's the cliff right there. And you're just kind of driving along. You're like, okay, don't make one wrong move, you know. So after that, it was just like, you can drive anything now, you know. Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want like people in the next generation to start actioning or doing today?
Well, I feel probably, I don't know how many years ago, I'd say language, right? But you see now we have schools that are actually, you're getting certificates, you're getting diplomas now in the Squamish language, right? And there's so many of that generation that knows our language now. Like, I feel like they have such a big opportunity now, or more opportunities than, let's say, we had like my generation, right? Like we never had Squamish in our schools. We had to learn French and German or Greek and Latin. Like, you know, it was just all these different other languages, and it's like not even our own language, you know, which is mind blowing, you know. And I'm still learning snippets of our language now. You know, when I sit with knowledge keepers, it's just like I always take away something. Like, what did I learn today? You know, language is one of them. Learning our teachings, you know, going into ceremony, namings, learning to be like the knowledge keepers or like the speakers and the floor managers and different things like that, I think. And just learning how to be in ceremony, you know, I think is huge. You know, you spend like 5, 6, you spend a whole day at the gym, right? Or in, you know, our smokehouse or longhouse or big houses, and it's just,
Well, it starts when it starts and it goes until it finishes.
It finishes, yeah, right? And we always tell, like, even with FNHA, like, we're always like, you can't put a time limit on ceremony. Like, it's, the creator will figure it out. And how long it will be and how short it will be, or like, there's a process.
It has nothing to do with Indian time. It has to do with...
Yeah. And that's like listening to, like, let's say Aaron, Uncle Buck, it's like, I'll know once I get up there and I'll get a feel of and it will naturally just organically go the way it needs to go, right? So yeah, I think that's,
Absolutely.
if we can keep those traditions going, you know, preserving our food, like having fish all year round, having, you know, like, even though I don't grow corn, like I try to get it from Tsleil-Waututh, freeze it, put it away for the entire year, right? Like making jams, I feel is, you know, is
Our
challenging. Berries, yeah.
Our berries were huge.
Or even just like freezing it, like, you know, but it's just making that time, right? I feel like we're such a 5-minute generation, like we're just like, we want everything in 5 minutes. You know, grow our chickens in 5 minutes, like
instant gratification.
Yeah, I feel that. So, you know, we got Uber Eats at our fingertips, right? We can have McDonald's here in 10 minutes, you know, and it's just nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm good for a cheeseburger or a Big Mac, but
I'm surprised. Like our youngest son lives with us, and there's always a bag at the door.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, who does all this? It's like there's like an army of Uber people going around delivering food all over the world.
It is.
It's crazy,
like, and I can watch them. Like, sometimes I'll order from my mom, you know, because I'm not with her all the time. So sometimes can you order me, like, you know, breakfast? And I'm like, okay, you know, so I do my little app, and then I'm like, okay, you'll be at your door, and they're picking it up now. They'll be at your house in 10 minutes. Like, so I'm giving her the play-by-play, but I can literally watch him drive to my mom's house. Like, it's just mind blowing.
It is,
like, you know,
mind blowing.
I
still can't figure out how to use those apps.
I had to learn how.
If he doesn't make coffee, I'm hooped. I'm driving to Tim's at 5 a.m.
Exactly.
I'm making pour over. That's a little bit different.
I love a pour over. I love a good cup of coffee.
I can't do it.
You can't do it?
Mom, yesterday, I don't have any like Netflix subscriptions.
Okay.
I actually think I live pretty minimal. Like
Good for you. Good for you. Wish I could say the same.
Yeah, I don't have any Netflix subscriptions or anything like that.
Right.
And she really wanted to. She was like, "Oh, can you like put this show on for me on Prime?" And I was like, "I don't have that." It's like, because in Prime you buy the other subscriptions or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so I find one, and I get a 7-day free trial, and she's like, I'm like, "Oh, but I don't know if you know how to use this because it's on my PS5." And she's like,
"Oh, okay.
Can you just leave it on for me?" And for some reason, I just could not stop laughing about that, because I was like, "Yeah, I'll leave on FBI for you. I'll be home in
playing all night."
Yeah. I'll be home in 10 hours.
Just binging
She's
it.
just sitting there weaving, still watching FBI. Yeah.
I love it. Well, it's like
background noise.
It's like grandma.
Yeah. Like, going back to my mom, she's like, you can see, because she has like free Wi-Fi and everything like that, right? And my mom's like, we're driving. And then she's like, what's this free Wi-Fi? I see it everywhere. And oh my God, I was literally crying in the car, laughing so hard. And she's like, okay, stop. Like, it's not that funny. She's like, what is it? And I was like, okay, now how do I explain Wi-Fi? Like, to my mom. I don't even really know myself, I said, but it's like, that's how your phone works. That's how your computer works. Like, I grew up with dial-up, right?
You know what a radio is and the sound comes over? Well, the Wi-Fi is much more insidiously there.
Yeah.
How did you two say the same word at the same time? That was crazy.
It's our generation.
Yeah, it's insidious.
But it's true.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, even in grade, it wasn't even until I moved. I lived down close to our office.
Yeah.
And we had dial-up. We didn't even have Wi-Fi in our area. It was all dial-up, so we'd have to go, then it's like,
I know, wait for
you'd wait for it to connect, and it's like,
if you were lucky.
Yeah. I'm like, when are we going to get like an actual, like where I could like connect to my phone? Like having a laptop that wasn't connected to an actual computer and plugs.
Yeah, because we
didn't have Wi-Fi.
They were only LANs, local area networks in those days, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so definitely
we had
I grew
it in
up
the building, but not across the street. So I had to go to membership. It was something else, and then the other office was the band office, so they had a whole network of their own too. So
you'd have people come to the band office just to use the phone, right?
Yes.
To call somebody if they didn't have a phone, and
and
a
people
landline.
would do that because they would walk all the way to the Seymour office to use the phone.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What does ceremony mean to you?
Ceremony to me is connecting to our culture, connecting to our land, connecting to our ancestors, connecting to food. I feel it's our way of life, right? It's our spirituality, right? It's our place where we can gather and with our gift giving, it's not about a bragging. It's about showing, you're here for the people, right? You're here to give back. You're not here to take. We're here to give, right? And some people think it's, showing off because we have. It's like, no, I said, you work hard to get to that point where you hold a ceremony that you're able to give back well to your people, right? And giving, I love going to ceremony. Like, I love getting like jarred fish, getting some ooligan grease or something, or getting some, can I get them? No. Or homemade jams, right? To me, that's important, right? And I know I love being in ceremony because I think it's who I am. It fills my cup, and yeah, I come out feeling full and satiated from hearing music. Like, I may not understand songs, but you can feel it. Like, your Indian knows what's kind of taking place, and yeah, I said it fills my heart, and yeah, I think it can be chilling because you're just like, it's so powerful in what we do, right? But we do ceremony because we want to continue taking care of each other, like when somebody passes, right? We come to the house, we bring food, we'll pray, we have some women or people that are designated, which I learned recently, designated criers, right? That we had criers that people would come and cry and grieve for the family. And I was like, that's really interesting. I've never heard of that. But it makes sense too, right? And it's that we're not supposed to, be cooking, when we're in times of grief, because that's when things could happen, because you're connected to the spirit world. We don't drive for ourselves. We don't cook for ourselves because you don't want your tears in the food, because those are your tears, right? It's just like a Kleenex. Like when I'm done, if I'm crying, I take those tears and my tears are here, they're for nobody else. And lots of times we take it away and we burn them, right? Or we get rid of them. Like, they're not for anybody else, right? And because the grief is so strong that, you don't want, or, send anybody or to the spirit world unintentionally, because it's
harm to them
your
with
power.
Grief. That's powerful, right?
Yeah. And so I always find that very interesting in that, during those times, by my ear.
I hate this fly.
Yeah.
Buzzing everybody.
We should give him a name.
I know. He's the light. He's the light assistant.
Yeah.
He's the grip.
The grip.
Yeah.
Go away. But yeah, that's what it's important. I think ceremony's important. I think it was especially hard again during COVID, where we couldn't potlatch, we couldn't gather, like couldn't even hug your aunties or uncles.
I
And,
know, you had to stare at them through windows.
Yeah.
Or through a screen.
Or be 6 feet apart, right? That was always kind of the thing, you know? Yeah, I think COVID definitely changed our life. Yeah, our world for maybe understanding some things. Like I feel like the hygiene of our world we can do better, you know? And so close, so
I
close.
thought it was funny when they wanted us to wash the sweats with bleach. And the elders and all the lodge keepers just went, wait a second, cedar is an astringent, an antifungal, and natural. You know, we know our medicines, and our medicines don't require commercial bleach.
Exactly.
So it's, you know, you're right, like we have this knowledge, we have these ways, and preserving them is really, really important.
Yeah. And learning to go for like our quiet zone, right? Go to the river to, you know, to wash off that negativity, or,
get
you know,
our power.
Yeah. Kind of like cleanse yourself and reset and clear your mind and your heart, and, you know. Yeah. I think it's a huge part. It's a reminder when my body starts shutting down. I'm like, you know, we got to go back to our ways and,
balance.
You know, to take care of us, right? So we can continue helping take care of our people.
Especially as matriarchs and women who, you know, are there kind of behind the scenes making sure that all those things are moving smoothly.
Yeah. And we do it. We just do it. Like we're not, Mama was always like, no, you get up there and you help. And now it's just something we do organically.
You get up and help. That's something I heard a lot too, right?
Yeah.
You go.
Yeah. You go feed, you go fix plates, you go help clean the kitchen. Yep. Like, you do not just sit around here. Like, you know, that's what the elders are for. And we get up. And so I try to teach that to the next generations, you know. I'm like, no, come on, get up. We're going to here to help. You know, don't just be sitting down, you know. And I was like, oh gosh, now I'm that generation, you know. It's just, but it's important because that's what we do.
Of course.
Right? Those are the teachings. Like,
you learn at every level to take on the next level of things that are needed. Yeah. And sometimes that's teaching, sometimes that's learning.
Yeah.
But it's each stage we go to is important in its own way, because you can't reach that till you actually get there.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've had like not just my family's teachings, but just our community too. You know, like, you know, working with Anais Munman and working like, you know, with Latash and Kanam and just, you know, Ian and Aaron and just Uncle Buck, and having those people in my life was so important too, because we would learn so much, right? Because we did a lot of ceremony with the children. You know, when they went to Ayatawai and they graduate after that little bit, you know, you're teaching them how to stand up and say a prayer, or to be a speaker, or to be a floor manager. And so we're teaching those next generations to be, you know, to carry on those teachings, so that when they go to ceremony, they know exactly what's going to go on and what's going to take place, and what they need to be prepared for, and how to be in ceremony.
Yeah, what to expect when they come in, so they're not unaware, right?
Yeah, you're going to be called as a witness. You're going to be called to do some of the work. You're going to be called to lay cedar, to lay the blankets, you know, to help dress, you know, the people getting the names, and or helping to clean up, or to cook, or to. There's so many different roles, right? That,
totally.
You know,
takes a community.
Yeah, takes a community, and you know, and all those teachings. So grateful for those people in my life. Like, you know, besides my parents and grandparents, I've had this whole community help teach me, and I'll do the same for, you know, my nieces and nephews. You know,
the next one's coming.
Yeah.
Would you like to dedicate this podcast to anyone?
Oh, I would say my grandparents, you know, for those who didn't get to spend a lot of time with me. Like, who am I? You know, I am is from them. Like, I am, besides their DNA, but those teachings that come down through all of those 4 nations. Yeah. So I'd say to my grandparents. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Chooch, for coming on the show and hanging out with us and coming for a visit. I had a great freaking time. This is your studio. too.
Awesome.
So if you ever need to use this for anything, you just let me know.
You want to come and do a podcast about something?
Something.
Call
That's
them
so
up.
cool.
If you want your own podcast, by all means,
Yeah.
we'll produce it. I'll just start throwing prompts at you,
Prompts,
and you just
yeah.
start flying.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so much fun. No, this is so neat. This is a great experience, and I thank you both for even asking me to be a part of this.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it.
I learned a lot more Cree, so I say hi wow. I am very grateful for you. Thank you so much.
Grateful to be here and to just to share the little bit I have, like, because I know that I just know like that much, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I know others, but just want to share the love, right?
You know
That's
what's
what it's down.
really beautiful about doing these podcasts?
Mm-hmm.
Every matriarch that comes and sits, every person that comes and sits, you see one person's gift shine through.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's humble and says that exact same thing, but you always
I don't
see.
know much.
Yeah, I don't know much, but I just told you about this whole food teaching and blah, blah, blah. But you always see
You're
one
like,
person's
what?
gift come through.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming to share yours today.
Thank you for inviting me and giving me the time and the space and to share.
I'm gonna go kill this fly.
He's right behind you, actually.
He's right behind you on the curtain.
Yeah. Oh, that was so close. That was so. Oh, he's on the light now, but you probably don't want to hit the light.
Yeah, I can't whack the light. Dang it! That would have been so
Those
good
are
to get.
expensive.